For you guys, keep in mind that these are general readings, so take what resonates, guys. Leave the rest for who it's for. Don't try and make the story fit. If it's your story, it's your story. If it's not, then it's not your story, okay? This is a deck I wanted to start out with. Oh, here it is. Give me 1 second. Alright, Pisces. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this to work, guys. I'm trying to get the internet to work so I can do the music. I don't know if it's gonna work. Alright guys, so let's dive in and see what messages that we have for Pisces at this time. I do apologize for any background noise that you might hear. There's a lot going on today, but I'm still trying to get the readings out, okay? I was trying to get the music on, but my computer's doing a whole thing. Pisces. Okay, already flying out. Manifestation, magnetism. So you guys are definitely, I feel like you guys are dreaming something into reality. You have Saturn being present here. Change. Some of you guys might be calling for some sort of change. You also have cave, which is in reverse for yourself. Your west is gravity. It's in reverse. And your journey is the clock, so time. Be careful that you're not wasting your time, or someone's not wasting your time with something. There might be some sort of discipline related to you managing your time better that's coming out here. Still trying to see if I can get this working. I don't know, guys. And I don't have the keyboard, it's over there. Alright, but bottom of the deck, you have the number 22, motion in reverse. So I don't know if it's given like some sort of dust being kicked up that might be kind of like blinding you when it comes to knowing which way to go regarding something here. Now, magnetism is present. I'm going to clarify that and see what that's about, because I do see you guys trying to call something forth. The numbers on the board are 37 for your west, your north. Your south tower has the number 17 in reverse. So far 2 sevens. Your journey, which is your east tower, has the number 41. And your west tower has the number 39 in reverse, so it's reading as 63. Okay, so 37, definitely waiting on something to come forth. You're waiting on something to manifest here. 17 talks about you feeling like your stability could be falling apart, or something about yourself. Some of you guys might be feeling like your body might be falling apart, or your health, or something like that, because this has to do with you. So I don't know if you feel like you're losing some sort of stability when it comes to your health. This is almost given like a feeling of sickness. I don't know if you can see that, how the egg is kind of like spotted. There's a saying about spotted eggs, like they're not good, or something's not good. You also have time, like, so time is of essence. Use it wisely. 41 talks about having a stable platform, but you need to manage it well. Like, something might be stable now, but if you don't pay close attention to it, it might be on the verge of entering some sort of rocky territory here. And the 63 that I have here is it has to do with your stability. Again, a lot of ground is coming in. So Taurus energy, this could be your relationship with other animals, other people, other connections that you might have, or a connection with the world. You might feel kind of like you don't fit in some cases, or not wanting to fit in. Like 3 might be a crowd for you at this time, or you might want to feel like you want to be on your own or something of a sort. Now for your crown chakra, the 6 of Swords is here. So it's like you're trying to find a way to calm the waters in your life. You don't want to have to deal with any more stressful situations. I feel like some of you guys are really tired of it. I'm feeling kind of overwhelmed mentally too. Hi, Magmut, welcome. You have the 9 of Pentacles here and the 7 of Swords. So, okay, so some of you guys might be planning something, like you're trying to save money to get something done, but I feel like you don't want it to be seen. Yeah, new opportunity here. Like the 7 of Swords doesn't always have to represent deception in that sense. Like it's based off the context under which it falls under the cards. All right, now it's like you're saving towards doing something, but you don't want others to see it. Like Spirit's watching you attempt to do something here in silence. It has something to do with you trying to restart or start something over. It's a new beginning and you're trying to protect it in some way. You don't want it to be disrupted. You don't want people to get in the way of it. 5 of Wands is here. You also have the Knight of Wands and the 10 of Cups. So there might be an unfair advantage around what it is you're trying to make happen. Like somebody might be trying to uproot your ideas or undermines you in some way, so that when you take action you won't get the stability that you want or the satisfaction that you want, or feel fulfilled or comfortable, or have or be able to bring some sort of peace to your home life when it comes to you not having to have any concerns that's going to affect you emotionally here. You do have a lot of overwhelming fears and anxiety. Some of you guys might be feeling completely overwhelmed emotionally. Your fears could get the best of you, Pisces. You have to be careful with that. Your imagination does have a tendency to run wild. And when that happens, you don't want to focus on the fear of something so much, because then you're going to start to manifest it into your reality. So you have to be careful about that. Yeah, you have the Knight of Wands. The Page of Wands in reverse. So yeah, your fear could block your ability to actually be excited about something. And again, you're trying to make something happen, but you have to manage your imagination. If you start to think the worst of a situation, then that's what you're going to end up producing inside of your manifestation. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost. You have the 10 of Wands, and yeah, I feel like some of you guys are worried that you can't trust the situation or people around you. Like you might be wary of people, avoiding people, because you've had a lot of betrayals in your past. So you don't trust people anymore. You don't trust situations anymore. So when you meet new people in your life, it's almost like you have a wall up already. Like you're already perceiving the worst of a situation when it comes to them, then allowing things to flow naturally. So that's something that you're going to want to be careful about. Let's look at your South Tower. Remember, when you're walking, like you're gonna run into people regardless. Like you can't really control how people are gonna treat you or perceive you. But when you are complete knowing of who you are and what you're capable of, and you have no fear of yourself, and you know that you're operating in pure intentions, you don't have to worry about any of that. Like I feel like you're putting too much power in other people's hands, which is why you feel like you need to move inside of this kind of like underhanded way so that you can get what you want. So be very careful with that, because what you put out, you're gonna get back. I'm always saying that, guys. Like at some point you're gonna have to put it into practice just to test the theory for yourself. Like even if you don't want to take my word for it, just test it, you know. So 8 of Pentacles is trying to take shortcuts so that you can get what you want out of a situation, but I don't think that's been working for you for a while. Like shortcuts does not work. You have to do it right the first time, and just keep building on it after that, because it's given like some of you guys may have been trying to do something for 8 years, but it's been a very long time since you've invested wholeheartedly into projects, which is why something could feel like it's falling apart. And it's becoming very challenging for you to release something and open yourself up to newer connections. This could be just friends. It could be family members that you're willing to share and let others share with you when it comes to emotionally. Like, let them fill your cup and allow yourself to fill that person's cup, so that both of you guys don't go empty. Like, I feel like some of you guys might be more resistant to letting people in, and it becomes a little unfair over time, and it might even put people off, because where you're acting fearful, someone might sense that and then start to be guarded because they're sensing something off of you, and then that's where that self-fulfilling prophecy comes in. And then you have the Ace of Cups here at the bottom of the deck, which talks about someone suppressing their emotions, their feelings. There's some unaddressed emotions that you have bottled up inside of you related to disappointment, and that can turn to bitterness. It can turn to guilt, and oh God, why am I feeling this way? Jesus. All right. Whew. All right, hold on. I'm gonna go a little deeper with this one. Let me use this deck real quick. I want to clarify this before I move on to US. Is something flipped? Yeah, two things flipped. So I feel like, again, your imagination is running wild here. It's running rampant. And not only that, but it's almost like you're stuck on seeing things from a skewed point of view. And because you're stuck on seeing, it's like, a friend of mine used to say this to me a while back. And he would tell me that if you look for problems, problems are all you're going to see. That's kind of that energy that I'm getting here. It's like you're looking for things to be wrong, so it keeps coming up as wrong. Like, there's two sides of a coin, but you're only looking at one perspective of it. You're not really thinking clearly when it comes to a situation, because you're feeling a little insecure about it. You have pounds of delay and confidence. It's in reverse. And then you have creativity. Like I said, there's this feeling like you're not trusting your own manifestations while also calling it forth. It's like somebody praying and asking spirit for something while also saying to themselves, like, oh, it's still a problem. It's not going to work out because this, that, and the other, or something. You're praying for something, but then you're getting in the way of it. And as I said, that you have wishes in reverse too, desire and hope. It's given like a self-sabotaging energy. A contradiction. You're asking, but also rejecting what you're asking while also asking for it. That doesn't work. Yeah, and as I said, that you have battle and victory in reverse here. So it's not working. So there's some choices that you have to make here, Pisces, when it comes to what it is you really want. Like, do you want to see things fall apart, or do you want to actually see it grow? And this has nothing to do with anybody else around you, what they're doing, what other people are doing, what they're saying, what they're thinking. This is a question of what you want. Do you want to constantly see problems, or do you want to see growth? And if you want to see growth, are you speaking growth? Are you acting growth? Are you trusting in growth? Are you believing in growth? Are your actions, thoughts, and intentions aligning with your heart's desire, or are they in conflict, you know? So let's look at your journey right now, which is about being mindful of your time, not wasting time, because apparently the clock is ticking here. There's a lot of alarm clocks going here. It's like it's almost time for something here, but you need to be able to kind of ground yourself when it comes to your decisions at this time. Let's see, what's time? Yeah. Somebody needs to get more in touch with their emotions. Instead of running from them, suppressing them, embrace them, learn to appreciate them, and not only that, interpret your own feelings clearly so that you know what your intentions are when you're projecting them into the world around you. So the King of Cups is all about being in tune with their hearts and their minds. This is also a very masculine energy when it comes to making decisions. Like you might be like a leader in some way when it comes to like you could be a feminine who's very much in charge of like your household, your situation. Like you pretty much decide what happens and what goes around. A master of your emotions is something that you need to manage right now though, and that's normally a challenge for Pisces. Like you guys are naturally intuitive, And because you're so sensitive, it can be quite overwhelming for you guys, that you start to get in your head and your imagination tends to go rampant. Like some of you guys might see a spider and think it's the biggest spider in the world, and suddenly it's an apocalypse of spiders. And you know, like your anxiety can get the best of you. But when you master your emotions, you become a very powerful spiritual tool, not just for yourself but for others, because now you're starting to understand why certain things are the way it is, and you'll be able to make more sound decisions because of it. So let's keep going. Yeah, being fair, not just going into a situation to see what you can get out of it, giving equal give and take. That's what I'm getting here. Being balanced emotionally. I think I said that earlier. I'm pretty sure I said something along the sorts earlier in this reading. But there's a need for you to be more considerate of other people's feelings here, because something could very well be overwhelming, or you might be feeling like you can't handle a situation, like it's too much. And this is why you're not wanting to collaborate with other people, because there's this fear, like maybe people are different. Maybe they don't abide by the rules that you do. Maybe they have their own constitutions that they go with, and that for you feels like something you can't abide with. There's a need for you to open up yourself to other people's differences, okay? Let's look at gravity. Like, I'm not saying you have to become them, but there's a need for you to understand emotionally, like, everybody is different in a sense, you know? Let's look at gravity, which is your West Tower. Yeah, you have the Seven of Wands being present. So some of you guys might feel like you need to protect yourself right now, like find yourself in your own space where you can get more grounded, because like I said, a lot of the things happen around you, like you may not even be actually being attacked by anyone. You might actually just be feeling very defensive because of other people's different opinions of regarding something here. And for you, because it goes against your own belief system or what it is you're doing, you might feel like you need to defend yourself or protect yourself from it, instead of being open to understanding something here. Your Knight of Swords is talking about, I'm sorry, King of Swords is talking about misreading information, miscommunication in some way. And not only that, it's like you have some sort of wisdom, but it's like you're not utilizing it. You're not utilizing it to its fullest potential. So it's coming off like you're speaking but not understanding. And not only that, but people might be interpreting you as doing the same thing. You think something's not built on solid ground. It doesn't have a solid structure, so it falls apart. All right? And then you have the Death card at the bottom of the deck here. Pisces. This is mixed up in here. What is this card? Oh. Hold on. Give me 1 second. That was mixed up in there. All right, Pisces. Let's see what else we have for you guys. Yeah. Okay, so you had 2 cards, Secrets and Intuition. That's an interesting combination, 2 and 37. Woo! Okay, let's keep going. What secrets? Hard work, not paying off, or someone that's putting in the work. Like secretly, you might not want to have to do something. You don't want to put in the work to actually trust your intuition or rely on it for guidance. You have peace here. Like I feel like if you understood something, it wouldn't be as stressful to you as it seems. But it's like you don't want to understand it, and because you're refusing to, you're not gonna understand it. Yeah, reliability is in reverse. Like you don't trust something, a connection. Like you feel like something's not trustworthy, or it might be ensnaring or something. Why are my cards mixed up? Yeah, richness in reverse. It popped out, so I'm gonna use it. So yeah, you feel like something's connected to a lot of sabotage, like it might derail you in some way. But then you have the Wolverine and the fruit bat here, which is talking about you standing up courageously and not backing down, and being generous, being giving back, not being selfish with your energy or your perspective when it comes to understanding things or beings that are different from you. All right. So bottom of the deck, you have Sacrifice again, Taurus energy, Bull, Again, like I was saying, like there's this energy of you refusing to do something. Like somebody's just stuck in their way in some way. It's like you refuse to change or adapt. You don't want to have to do something. All right. What messages do we have for Pisces? If I have time today, I'm going to do Aries. I might do it in another 30 minutes or so. I'll come back online and do Aries. I'm going to see how many I can knock out before I get too hot or too tired. Let's see. Pisces. Messages for Pisces. Okay. Okay, sis, I tried to help you. Gluttony. Someone's doing something too much. I said that earlier. Like, you could be overindulging in something. This doesn't have to be food or drugs or anything like that. Like, a habit could be too much. Like, this could be something that you do habitually that's just not healthy for you. This could be a lifestyle, the way that you speak or interpret something. Like something is too much, like you're doing it too much. Is a need for you to surrender. Like I said earlier, like let something go, move with the ebb and flow of things. Stop trying to control the outcome of something. Say it's what's that about. You might be curious about something. You also have passion for fashion. Like you might be wondering why something isn't appealing to you, or why it keeps putting you off in some way. Like I feel like something just like makes you feel uncomfortable. There's a saying about that too. Oh God, I'm going back to a lot of sayings. My ex used to say this to me. If you're in an uncomfortable place, you're in a good position because you don't learn anything being comfortable. When you're in an uncomfortable state, it teaches you new things. And I feel like you being uncomfortable kind of frightens you in a way or overwhelms you, and that's what stops you from being more open to certain things that you're not fully educated about. It says, I acknowledge who really got what it takes to connect with me. All right, so there's this lesson that you're learning about what actually is good for your life when it comes to people. Who is good for your life when it comes to people? I feel like you've entered a state, Pisces, where you've gotten to a point where you just pretty much cut everybody off. Like you don't care if they're good, nice, or otherwise. You're just kind of like putting everyone in the same boat. Like if a person does something to you, you're probably judging the other person for the person that actually did something to you mistakes, you know? Like it's like blaming other people for somebody else's sins or something like that. You have for her, not for him. You have spiritual narc, it's in reverse. Promises, promises, promises. So someone keeps saying that they're going to do something and they don't do it. So you have drama will be there. Something could start to become so chaotic or like offensive, or I'm seeing like a fight or some sort of argument breaking out because of someone's restrictive mindset or being rigid in some way. Someone needs to open up more. You have air. There's a need to breathe and let, like I said earlier, just let things flow. Say it's forced to give up. Like a situation might come to a head where someone just has no choice but to relinquish control over something here. You have religious and spiritual. So someone could be holding on to old constitutions or rigid in some sort of religious mindset or something of a sort, because they understand the right, but it's like they don't put in the work. It's like talking the word but not living the word, if that makes sense. And then you have here, today I saw a fairy, it's in reverse. So someone, again, you're avoiding something, Pisces. You don't want to see something for what it is, like it spooks you. You have snake in the grass, so something isn't as scary as you're making it seem. It's in reverse. I feel like your imagination is getting the best of you for something here. You have start over. And then you have here overcome. Yeah, something is definitely overwhelming you. You have at the bottom of the deck, creating problems to be mad at. I cannot make this up. Okay? So I'm going to leave that there, Pisces. I really hope this message helps, guys. Keep in mind, like I say all the time, general message. So this may or may not be your reading. But if you want a personal reading, you can always reach out. The email is below in the description. And it's free. So you can always hit me up if you want a reading. I'll send that to you via email. And that's it. All right. I love you guys. Bye.